Let me close by saying this. This lawsuit, unfortunately, is necessary. It's painful. It's difficult to allege the claims that we have in here. There's one claim that we have in here that hurts Ms. Sutton. It hurts me as a lawyer. It's the last claim, wrongful death. The fact that she's been missing, the lack of information, the degree of difficulty to include that as one of the claims is hurtful and painful to the mother, but it's necessary. We're going to pursue this case vigorously. We're going to get the information from the people who are responsible. Mitrice Richardson should not be missing. She should be celebrating her 25th birthday with her mother and should be enjoying life, a straight A student, a young lady with a promising career and future, taken away by the LA County Sheriff Department. One last point. I've had cases in the past involving police misconduct. I've had what I consider high-profile cases. I've had the public sort of split on some of the cases I have pursued in the past, whether the officers were right or wrong. But in this particular case, as a civil rights lawyer and as a talk show host, I get calls every day about this case. And 99.9% of all the responses reflect the same attitude. How in the hell could the LA County Sheriff Department let a 24-year-old young lady walk out in the middle of darkness, 60 miles away from her home, without car keys, without money, without a phone? It doesn't make sense, and that's why we're here. I would like to have Ms. Sutton say a few words, and then we'll take any questions you may have.
Good morning. My name is Latice Sutton. I will spell that for you. Latice. Last name is Sutton. S as in Sam. Utton. We are here today. We are here today to get answers. We are here today to get answers regarding my daughter. This is my daughter, Mitrice Richardson. This is a picture of her when she graduated as an honors student in psychology at Cal State Fullerton. My baby should not be missing right now. My baby should be home. She should be pursuing her goals and aspirations and living her life. But because of negligent judgment on the parts of the Lost Hills Sheriff's Department, my daughter is not here today with us. I feel as though I am forced at this point to bring this complaint to get answers. When I seek out specific reports from the Sheriff's Department, from the Office of Independent Review, information from Los Angeles Police Department, for months I have been told, because of the possibility of a future lawsuit, we cannot give you or provide you with information. When I state there's no lawsuit pending, why shouldn't I be given these reports or copies of certain reports? And I'm left with, we cannot because of pending litigation. Well, unfortunately, it's most unfortunate that now we have to be here, because I need to see this information so that I can find out what has happened to my daughter. I cannot describe to you the anguish and the emotional roller coaster not knowing where my child is. I raised my child. I poured everything into her so that she can be anything that she wanted to be. And because of bad judgment, she's not here. She's gone. I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around an agency that would violate their own procedures, according to a report submitted by Sheriff Baca himself. It is their practice to release inmates when it is safe and prudent. However, when I posed that question, not only to their attorney and to their lead commanding officers, please explain to me what was safe about releasing my daughter at 12:38 a.m. in the middle of nowhere in a city that literally shuts down after 9 a.m. with no means to protect herself. She would not even be able to get her vehicle until business hours of that day. It's 12:38 a.m. in a very remote area that is full of steep canyons and cliffs and debris and just very terraneous, not to mention the wild animals. What was safe? No one can answer that question. But based on their policies, that's when they release inmates. Before my daughter arrived at that station, I made it very clear that I was coming to get her. My only question to the officer who answered the phone that night before my daughter arrived, will she be held until the morning? Silly me, I'm thinking that's after the rising of the sun around 6 a.m. Or will she be released on her own recognizance and released immediately? And I was led to believe she will be held until the morning. Much to my surprise, when I called back several hours later to get her bail amount so that when they release her, I would have the bail amount and I can take my daughter home and get whatever assistance she needed. Much to my surprise, they had already released her after assuring me, I will make sure your daughter calls you. Well, I'm going to tell you this. That very video footage that at that time former Captain Tom Martin, who I understand is now promoted to commander, indicated there was no footage of her. And as a matter of fact, he went on to say, and he didn't see how it would be helpful anyway. I find it very odd that 3 months later, we find out that that video does exist. Well, I viewed that video in March, and I will tell you that in that booking cage, it displays various signs of someone who is not lucid.